let's get one thing straight. You care. You care about people. You care about your name. You care about your reputation. You care about being respected. But at some point, you've got to learn this truth. Caring deeply doesn't mean reacting emotionally. Caring about your purpose doesn't mean engaging every distraction. Caring about your future requires you to protect it from the noise of the present. And that's what this message is about. Learning to act like you don't care. Not because you're heartless, but because you're focused. Not because you're numb, but because you've grown. Because eventually, your peace becomes more valuable than your pride. Your focus becomes more important than their opinions. And your future becomes too sacred to gamble on every cheap argument. The power of not responding to everything. Denzel Washington once said, "Just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean you're getting a lot done." And the same applies to your reactions. Just because you respond to everything, just because you defend yourself, just because you clap back online or speak up every time someone doubts you, that doesn't mean you're growing. That doesn't mean you're maturing. That doesn't mean you're powerful. Sometimes silence is the highest form of self-respect. Sometimes letting go is leadership. Sometimes walking away is not weakness. It's wisdom. Because the truth is, every time you respond to noise, you lower the volume of your purpose. What it means to act like you don't care. Let's be clear. This isn't about shutting down. This isn't about being emotionally distant. This isn't about pretending you feel nothing. Number. This is about rising above pettiness. This is about choosing wisdom over impulse. It's about protecting your peace like it's a treasure, because it is. It's about walking into the room without needing to dominate it. It's about letting people doubt you, disrespect you, overlook you, and still move with grace, because their chaos does not belong in your calling. This is what grown strength looks like. You want to know what real strength looks like in 2025? It's not in your muscles. It's not in your shout. It's not in how fast you can tear someone down online. Real strength is in your restraint, in your decision to say, "I could respond, but I won't. I could prove you wrong, but I'd rather protect my peace. I could match your energy, but I choose better energy." Because when you master your emotions, you master your life. Denzel's silent wisdom. Power without performance. Denzel Washington doesn't talk just to be heard. He doesn't post to be seen. He doesn't need a spotlight to validate his strength. He's learned something the world is just catching up to. The loudest one in the room is rarely the most secure. The person most addicted to being seen is usually the most afraid of being unseen. The people who can sit in silence own the room without saying a word. So, learn to act like you don't care, because caring too much about the wrong things will cost you the right ones. The 5 pillars of emotional maturity, inspired by the spirit of Denzel Washington's quiet discipline. 1. Not everything deserves your energy. Just because they said it doesn't mean you have to respond. Just because they posted it doesn't mean it's about you. Just because they invited you into conflict doesn't mean you need to RSVP. Your growth is not up for debate. Your destiny is not up for discussion. 2. Silence is a weapon. Use it wisely. Silence makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to sit with their own noise. And when you stop feeding chaos with your energy, it starves. Let your silence speak. Let your stillness confuse them. Let your focus remind them that you're not here to react. You're here to rise. 3. Protect your inner world. Every time you react to nonsense, you give away part of your peace. Every time you argue with someone beneath your calling, you come down a level. And here's the truth. Not everyone deserves to have a front row seat to your journey. Some people only came to distract you, to test you, to derail your progress. Act like you don't care, because your destiny matters more than their drama. 4. Let your actions do the talking. Denzel never had to scream. He let the roles speak. Let the excellence speak. Let the consistency speak. In your life, let the transformation speak louder than the explanation. You don't need to say, "I'm growing. I've changed. I'm not the same person I used to be." Just grow. Let them feel it. Let them wonder. The fruit proves the tree, not the announcement. 5. Revenge is irrelevant when you're elevated. Stop trying to show them. Stop trying to win the argument. Stop trying to make them regret it. When you truly act like you don't care, you realize you're too far above the mess to even look down. Because when you elevate, you stop explaining. When you evolve, you stop proving. When you expand, you stop reacting. Final word, protect your peace, move in power, stay grounded. Denzel Washington lives by this quiet power. No gimmicks, no need to be the loudest, just depth, discipline, and direction. He's not acting like he doesn't care to be tough. He's acting like he doesn't care because he's too focused on what actually matters. Purpose, faith, character, legacy, family, growth. You should do the same. So here's your challenge for the rest of 2025. Don't let clowns pull you into the circus. Don't let distractions interrupt your direction. Don't let noise steal your name. Learn to act like you don't care, because your soul was not built for shallow reactions. It was built for deep purpose. If this hit home, drop this in the comments. I protect my peace. I move in silence. I act with purpose. And share this with someone who's always reacting, so they can start rising.